Shifting focus to Niger, the Junta-led West African state has overhauled foreign ties since last year's coup. While it has ditched traditional Western allies, it has forged ties with new partners. One such partner is Turkey, which is expanding its footprint in the region. On Wednesday, Niger hosted top officials from Turkey. Now, these included Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan, as well as Turkey's defense and energy ministers and head of intelligence. They were received by Niger's military leader, General Abdourahamane Tiani. The delegation also met the Nigerian Prime Minister Ali Mohammed Lamine Zayen. Now, security and defense were among the top agendas of the talks in Niamey. Niger, along with neighbors Burkina Faso and Mali, is fighting Islamist insurgency. Turkish foreign minister said that they discussed with Niger leaders the ways to fight extremism. While talks were also held regarding cooperation in education, energy, health and trade. Turkey also emphasized on the historic ties the two countries share, dating back to the time of the Ottoman Empire. Niger officials said that they welcomed the dynamism of the cooperation with Turkey, but they particularly hailed the defense ties. A key component of these defense ties is Turkish drones, whose sale is used by the Eurasian nation as a gateway to Africa. Since 2019, Turkey has reportedly sold its Bayraktar combat drones to over 10 African countries. These include the military governments of Burkina Faso and Mali, two of Niamey's neighbors and allies. Now, before the coup, Niger's democratically elected government had also acquired these drones. These unmanned long-endurance drones have proven themselves to be effective in various conflicts around the world, and thus African states are looking to acquire them for their fights against armed groups. The insurgency and instability have been used by nations like Turkey, Iran, and Russia to make inroads into Africa. Moscow's paramilitary has been training the armies in West Africa to combat terrorism. At the same time, the military governments are pushing Western troops out. Since the coup, these nations have expelled French and U.S. troops stationed in their territories to combat Islamists in the region. Last week, Germany said it would end military cooperation with Niger and withdraw its remaining troops by the 31st of August. It cited a lack of trust with the military regime as a reason for the decision. Niger, along with Mali and Burkina Faso, have also ruled out their return to the West African bloc ECOWAS as they shift away from their former allies. So with shifting ties and partnerships, the West African region is turning into a new geopolitical playground. For more on this, we are being joined by Dr. Samuel Oyewale, who is a security expert and lecturer at the Department of Political Science at the Federal University of Oye-Ekiti, Nigeria. He is also a research fellow at the University of Pretoria in South Africa, and he joins us from Pretoria in South Africa. Thank you for being with us on Firstpost Africa.
Thank you for having me.
Now, how does Niger view its new alliance with Turkey in comparison to its former Western allies?
If we look at what is happening recently in Niger, we see that many Western countries are pulling out, either forced to leave the country or willingly pulling out, like in the case of Germany, while countries like France, US are asked to pull out their troops and their presence. And because of this, Niger, and in addition to that, we have a changing geopolitics in the West Africa, especially with ECOWAS against the Junta, as well as its allies in the region. This has put pressure or raised the question for survival for Niger, a country that is faced with Islamist insurgency in the north, as well as in the south. So as a result of this, one of the major drivers of this foreign policy shift for Niger is survival. There's a need to boost the military and security capability of the country to resist the the subversive pressure or forces of Islamic insurgency group in the country. In addition to that, there's a need to build the security posture of the country to resist or to deter possible effect of some of the decisions taken to cut ties with ECOWAS as well as all these Western countries. So it's a matter of survival security question for Niger. In addition to that, the issue of development is also very critical in the decision of Niger Junta. If we look at the trade relation of Niger in 2 years ago, as around 2021, 2022, France, Germany, among the top 7 or top 10 trading partner. Niger exports export more to France, and then France is the second largest exporter to Niger. So in addition, Germany is also another key player in this area, in addition to China and other countries. So the decision of the junta is to move, since the country is moving its security alliance away from the West, you have to move economic reality or economic partnership towards their ally as well. And if we look at Turkey, Turkey has been described by many analysts as a problematic member of NATO, given its relationship with Russia, as well as its initial resistance or pushback against Sweden membership of NATO, which was well welcomed by Western countries, especially those in the Western Europe and the US. So these are some of the things. Security and development are primary in some of the interests of Niger.
Right. And Doctor, how do other international actors such as Germany, the US, and France perceive this shift in Niger's alliances?
Well, the shift in Niger mindset is not unexpected for many members of the international community, especially the Western countries, who sees the regime as now pro-Russia and pro-China. And we can see ever since then, this issue of withdrawal of France and US, we have seen more inroad for China, for Russia, for Turkey, for Iran, and some other countries that are not too in cordial, or that does not have too cordial relation with the West. However, the perception of this Turkey particular phenomenon, we still resonate what I said earlier. Many analysts consider, especially Western analysts, consider Turkey as a problematic member of NATO. So it will be considered by some as betrayal of NATO trust for Niger for Turkey to move into Niger, while US, France, and Germany and the rest of them are pulling out. While for many, they see this as an independent position of Turkey and pursuit of its national interest.
Right. And on that, in your view, what's in it for Turkey? Ankara, we know, has been looking at Niamey for uranium supplies, as an example.
Yeah, there are so many things that are in for Turkey. Turkey has a growing military-industrial base, and they need to export some of their commercial military products, like drone and so many other things. Niger will be one of these countries that will be willing to buy from Turkey. Again, Turkey can expand its trade relation with Turkey, with Niger and some other country, Mali, Burkina Faso, and the rest of them in the region. So trade relation is one of them. Again, mineral resources. Niger is rich in mineral resources, including oil, uranium, tin, iron ore, petroleum, and so on. So all these mineral resources that Western countries are the biggest investors or explorer of these resources have been left are now available for new players to come in, especially China, Russia are coming in. So Turkey is also in Niger to grab its own share of these available resources that Western countries are pulling out of.
Right. Doctor, thank you very much for being with us on Firstpost Africa and for your valued insights on all of the latest there.
Thank you for having me.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment. So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for a future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear policy. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital,